All right, if you are in Radio Land, we'd like to say welcome to Spoon 107.5 FM. We are also live on Fabric 101.1. We are going to be having a special discussion with James Dude Flomo. He's all the way there in Europe, Poland. We're going to be discussing something that is very important to our society. Kids in the streets during school going hours. He is here alongside Chris Nen Cover. And I am your producer. My name is Lorena Honorary. I am really, really happy to be a part of this discussion because this particular situation, this issue, this discussion is something that I am so concerned about. So if you are there, get glued to your radio. Share the show if you want. We are also live on Phone TV. We are live on Fabric TV. We are live on Support TV. I know you are wondering what is happening. That song, that theme song. Yeah, we are about to discuss serious issue where it concerns the future generation of this country, Liberia. And so I see James Goode Flomo already seated, and so let's bring him in to start this discussion. He will tell us more. Why is it important for him to have this particular subject, this discussion? Why is he so concerned? Why is he emotional when it comes to this particular situation in our country? James, good morning from Liberia. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Laurie, and good morning to everyone listening. It is a good way again to be back to speak to our people. Like you said, this is a project here at Visha University in Warsaw. I am a senior student here, a graduating senior student, but I have this project to talk about the increase of out of school kids in the street of Liberia. As, as we may be aware, it is a serious issue in Liberia where we have most of our kids in the street selling during school hours. So this project or this program is intended to create awareness and to talk to those who are in the sector and those who are involved with educational activities, to talk to them, let them tell us exactly what their institutions are doing relating to getting these kids from the street to send them back to school. And I'm told it is the Ministry of Gender that is responsible to get kids from the street. So I also contacted the Ministry of Gender, and they are expected to appear here next week. The Deputy Minister for Administration, Minister Cooper, will be coming here with data. I'm told they have collected several information and they got done with phase one. Phase two will be coming up. But today we will be talking to a civil society organization called Upskill education and social services. They are also into these activities that has to do with educating the young people and providing education for them. We want to know what they have been doing, what are some of the awareness they have been creating to get these kids from the street. This is a serious matter, and if we fail to get these children from the street, at the end of the day, our nation will be left with unprepared generation, and that also might create problems for Liberia when we are gone. So that is what we are here for. About 30 to 45 minutes conversation, just to talk to the public, let them tell us how they feel and what are they doing in their communities as well to curtail this or to minimize it, even if we cannot finish it, but to minimize it to get kids from the streets. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, the president once launched this one kid, one child, one chair campaign. I was all in the streets with the general ministry that day, and some kids were, approached. Some of them were selling plantain chips, and they were in the streets during school going hours, and they were talking to them. I saw a child crying. You could see it was so emotional. She really wanted to be in school, but these are challenges, James, when it comes to what you are about to discuss, and some of what we have experienced when we talk to some of these kids. Some of them, they are victims of TRP, trafficking in persons. You understand?
Yeah.
People go to counties and other parts of Liberia, the rural parts of the country, and get these kids and tell their parents, I will send them to school, and then they bring them to town, and then they are there, they are the breadwinners of the family. That's why you see them between cars, young children selling during school going hours. But your guest is already seated.
Yeah, so we can bring him on. So if you
Oh,
just joining us, this is a special program designed just to create awareness on out of school kids in Liberia, most especially those children who we see in the streets selling during school hours, what the government of Liberia is doing, what the civil society organizations are doing, what the communities are also doing regarding, getting these kids from the street. What are we doing as a nation to prepare the next generation? If we fail to prepare these kids today, tomorrow, when we shall have, left this world, our country will be left with unprepared people, and then the whole system is going to continue. They will go out there to bring the experts to work and get the money out of Liberia. So we need to prepare a generation before leaving. So welcome, Chris Togba. Today, basically, we invited you here to talk about your activities. What are you doing regarding helping Liberia to prepare the next generation? I know you are dealing with kids. You are not dealing with. You are not only dealing with universities students. So, Chris, go ahead first and tell us more about your organization, who is Grace, and what you are into, and then we dive directly into our conversation, which has to do with the out of school kids in Liberia. What you are doing as an institution to see some of these children leaving the street and going back to school.
Okay, Mr. Good.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity to get me here today. I'm glad and grateful to the Spoon FN as well. Okay, I'm Christian Tower, the founder and executive director of Upskill Education and Social Services. We are focused on social services in the area of health, education, peace building, and business empowerment. Yes, we actually focus on education, especially out of school kids, drop out youth. We focus on them. We focus on educating our society, our youth, so we can have better tomorrow. So for us, I knew, yes, I mean, we are 3 years old in the services, and most of our thing we're doing now, we don't have sponsor, we don't have anyone helping us through, though we are writing people, but there's no sponsor now, there's no donor. We try among ourselves, we the team members, like I have 8 person in a team. So we the team member, we run up and pay kids school fees. And this issue is actually a serious issue. It's issue that need immediate attention, because if he knows it, it's going to affect our country, because a lot of kids are out there, they are not in school. A lot of children out there, they are crying for education, no access. So we actually need to collectively work together, organization, individual, the government. We have to collaborate collectively to make things happen for our kids to go back to school, so our country will have a brighter future.
Okay, so thank you, Lauren. You listen to him, but before you
Yeah.
come in, Lauren, let's talk about your organization. You already told us what you are doing, but specifically, uh, what have been your observation regarding kids that are in the street selling during school hours as an institution? What have you been doing to get some of these kids from the street or provide education? What are some of the campaign messages you have been carrying out, if you did?
Thank you very much. Um, every time, most often, we go in a few in the communities, in rural campus on rural campuses, to know challenges that kids are facing with education. We go in the community, see kids, who are not in school, interview them, collect data from communities. What are some challenges that parents are facing that kids are not going to school? Like when we see those kids selling on the street, we stop them, interview them. What happening? Why are they selling on the street? Most of them, they are selling because they have to go to school. Their parents are dead. So there are a lot of sad stories out there. So we can normally conduct our survey, our engagement in communities, in various schools, and on the street, knowing those kids that are facing challenges with education access. And when we know about them, we come back home and decide what to do about them. But the sad part is that we don't have the support right now. We don't have the support right now. So, like this particular academic, we carry on our survey for, we have just 3 days survey in the Johnsonville and Pinsville belt, and we realized about 75 kids. I'm talking about desperate. They are desperate for education, but they don't have the support at all. There are a lot of people out there that don't have it, but about 75 of them, their stories were very sad, and they actually need education. But out of the 75, we were able to deal with only 14 because we don't have the money. Yeah, we try to get to other people, but they're nothing. So we ourselves, among ourselves, we collected few, you know, money among ourselves. If I have like 10,000, another member have 15, we put it together and we pay those children's school fees. I think yesterday was the light payment we did for those 14 cakes, and the
Okay,
rest of them
Lauren.
is on our list.
Lauren.
Yeah, I see that, this is a self-initiative from your end. But have you got in contact with, some of the stakeholders, maybe government, the national government, or even some NGOs or INGOs to help you?
Yes, we are working on it. Like we've been writing. When we realized those kids, we actually write few personalities. We have not go boldly to the government yet, but individual people that we know that they have the able to do, we write them. But some of them still telling us to wait. They will see to it,
Mhm.
and up to
I mean,
now.
who are those people, especially the Ministry of Education or the Ministry of General, looking at what you are doing? You are helping national government. So I just wanted to know if you send in your proposal to the rightful authorities.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have not write the government or any of the ministry yet.
Hmm.
Yeah, we were just writing individual that we know, reputable people in our communities.
Mhm.
That where we started yet.
Mhm.
Yeah, because we actually plan to do this nationally, where we'll go around for those kids and then uh, raise fund to get them back to school. So since that was our first engagement on the educational aspect, getting kids back to school, we started with individual. Yeah, individual. If individual can support, then we'll start from there. Before when we get more of the kids now, we can.
Are you willing to tell us about some of these individuals, maybe some philanthropists that you don't want to call their names? Have you gone to maybe district educational officer or maybe some representatives, some political figures?
Yes.
You have,
Yes.
and they are yet to get back to you.
Yes. For those representatives, we are actually writing. We some of them keep telling us to wait. They will see about it, and some of them too. They are the people that are in front of them. They are not giving all the access to them. Like we will write letter to social representative, and we'll get return copy. But when we call every time, there's no access. There's no schedule for us to meet a representative. Yes.
What about the school authorities?
The school
are they helping you? Are they meeting you halfway? Maybe while you come, you bring the students, you understand, and then you have, let's say, for example, you should be paying 15,000 Liberty.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, school administrators, have they seen what you are into, what you are doing, and say, okay, maybe since that you are a young man and your organization is, very new, and you are trying to do your best to help the country, you're helping the government in some way, many ways.
Yes, yes.
Now, maybe they say, okay, you bring half, and we'll bring half. Have you experienced that? Have you have such let's say, opportunity with any of these institutions?
Well, yes, I would say so.
Okay.
And one of the school I will actually applaud is the Torch Burial Christian Institute in Rehab.
Okay.
Yeah, Chicotown Rehab. Among all of the schools that we have kids in, this is one of the schools that are actually cooperative.
Okay.
Yeah, we go there. We have like 3 students we sponsoring there for this academic, but then I support it in the sense that those kids, they supposed to be out. Even it came a time that those kids were not having money at all. We were still striving to get money raised, but those kids' money were expired. They're supposed to be out, and they like communicated with us. Those kids supposed to be out, but what are we doing? We said we're going to get back to them, and they kept the children in school. Everything went well, and we are even talking about next academic. There will be percentage for us.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the only institution that we have actually experienced that from.
Okay.
Okay.
How do you get the kids? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. When you're
how
done.
do you get the kids that are beneficiaries of your program?
How do you locate them?
Yeah, how do you locate them? How do you get them? How do they benefit?
Oh, how we get them? Yes, they survey that got those children back to school, where school, campaign.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we went to various schools.
Okay.
When we go, because we started January for this particular academy, we started January while school were already in section.
2025.
Yes. Okay. So it was on first let me say second or third period like that. When we went there to the various school, when we entered, we go to the registrar or the principal office, especially for the business account, the business office. We go and ask, do you have any kids record here who maybe been performing well, but they are out of school for financial issues?
Okay.
And yet then we'll go through the record ourselves. We'll see the record.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then you go for kids that were already in
school.
Okay. I thought you went to the communities and look for kids that
yes,
don't go to school.
That 2 ways.
Okay.
Yeah, there are 2 ways. So this way we got the other kids that were in school but they dropped. Yeah, we got them back to school.
Okay.
And in the other we have the community engagement, where we go in the various communities, see kids, the school hour that when we are in the community, we see a kid, we ask you, why are you not in school? Why you didn't go to school? Do they know I'm not in school? Okay. Just like that, then we can get to your house, get information about you, just like that. And we have been doing this for the past 2 years.
Okay, James.
All right. Let's look at this. Though you don't have the money to get these kids or to get more of them back in school, but what you think would be the threat to society if we as a nation fail to get the kids in school instead of just having them passing or roaming around the streets?
Oh, this is something very challenging. Going to be very bad for our country. It's going to be very bad for the kids as well. Those kids who supposed to be in school now, if they are not in school and they didn't go to school, they're going to be vulnerable to abuses. Yeah, especially for the female. The female going to be abused because they are not in school. Even though male, they also going to be vulnerable to disadvantage because they are not in school and they have nothing doing, and this is going to increase poverty. This is going to get our country, you know, go wrong tomorrow. Because now we looking at our country, we got educated people right now in our cycle, in our country, leaders right now. But those kids supposed to, replace. We are the youth supposed to, and those kids are to come again to replace and maintain our country to be better. So if we do not send them to school or we didn't do anything about their schooling, they're going to get our country at risk. Because in the future, when those kids are not educated to maintain the country, to lead the country, our country will be vulnerable that other nationals will come and do what they're able to do. So it's a country issue, it's a national issue, and individually it have effect on them as well.
What you think we can do as a nation to make sure that at least we curtail this to have our kids back in school, specifically looking at the national government's approach?
Yeah, we have to. It's a collective work, not only the government and not only the civil organization. We have to collectively work. For the government, they are doing what they're able to do, but I believe the government will not reach to everybody. Yeah, for us that in the community that go around the community, we can see the unseen. The government, like for scholarship, government will bring scholarship, but not every kid will have access to that scholarship. And most of them are out there, they want access to education, but there's no way for them to reach out. So since we are in the communities, in the various communities, and we know what's going on, we can work along with the government and every other individual, kind-hearted humanitarian person who have the heart to support kids go back to school can join us by supporting us in the journey that we get those kids back to school. And those for us, we are focusing now only on kids because of the financial issue. But apart from those under 15 kids, we got youths. A lot of youth are out there who are out of school, drop out. They have to go back to school. So since we don't have the money to get them back to school, for us, we can conduct a educational seminar summit for youth from the various communities to come together to educate them on different things, peace, how to discover your potential in society and be valuable to the country. We are teaching them, but if the finance is there, the funding is there, we can get them back to school so everybody can thrive.
Okay, before Lorraine comes in, let's look at your community engagement. What is your community approach in engaging the communities to form part of this event, this process? Do you have a plan to engage the community dwellers to make sure that they form part of this process? Because we all, like you said, we all will have to work together if this problem will be solved. Because this is an old age issue. It has been in Liberia for many years. During the Early Johnson Saliva administration, we saw it. We as administration, we saw it. And now in this Boakai administration also, we are still seeing kids in the streets. But now people believe that we should solve this problem, not just from the government's angle, we should also involve the community. So, what are some of the approaches that you are taking to have the community engage with this process?
Yes, for the community, we are thinking of education as well for because most of the thing we realize or some of the things we realize about this the challenges are coming from home. That's why the children are not going to school. So we plan to have community awareness about how to the parental education, how to manage the family as well to get the kids to school. We are planning for community education for the parents in the inferior communities. And we are also, it's also our plan that, getting a kid back to school is one thing and meeting them in school is another thing.
Yeah.
So we also thinking about empowering parents, empowering parents, maybe with business. If we educate them, we started it 2023. We started it where we got, but it was the same financial challenge. We started it since we realized that in a community there were a lot of kids not going to school. We get few parents. It were five. Yeah, five parents we get from the community. We gave them 10,000, 5,000 to some of them, told them to start doing something so they will send the kids to school. And this is something that actually have to be done because if we just go today and get the children to school in the next 5 years, 6 years, we didn't know what will happen. And meeting then the school, if we say we're doing it, maybe over 100 or 1,000 kids going back to school in Liberia right now in the various counties. If we do it, we will have to continue with it for the next 5, 15 years to have them educated. So
Okay.
yeah, so for that reason, we want to get the kid back to school and empower their parents of their guardians because some of them their parents are dead. So they have guardian to empower their guardians, their parents to be doing business or doing one or two things that will keep the kids to school.
All right. Thank you. So before we leave you, Lauren will come in, and then maybe we can go to the public and get 2 or 3 calls, and then call it a day.
Yeah, he just talking from my mouth, James. I was here thinking about how what was put in place to empower parents because you can't pay school fees for just a particular group of children
Yeah.
throughout. That means you have to see them through the university as well. So
Yes.
good thing that you talked about that and you talk about some of the challenges. We heard that you told us about how to locate the kids and some of the programs put in place. You are a young man, you are a visionary from what we see. We are grateful for what you do and how you are. And you also
Thank
tell us
you.
about some of your challenges. Now, we are wondering if the next time James should be talking to you, what do we expect? Do we expect a positive feedback from some of those that you send your proposals to? At the same time, what are your plans to decentralize? So, it will not just be about case in Montserrat, but there are
Mhm.
other cases in the counties,
In the
the villages,
countries.
the towns that also they are in desperate need
Sure,
of
sure, sure.
education.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are your plans for them outside of Montserrat? And how soon can we expect you to? I mean, we just want to know how you going to pursue to make sure that your proposals are taken seriously and that you get help.
Uh, for the proposal to be seem serious,
Mhm.
we are working after it. When we send a proposal, we work after it, sending letters, we work after it. But it is a public call. I'm calling on the public.
Okay.
It is not only my business.
Mhm.
Yes, it is for our nation. So every one of us should collectively do this. if funny is there,
Mm-hmm.
if the funny is there, I can promise that we will do even beyond what people are expecting us to do.
Okay.
Because for my team, I actually trust my team. I can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
I trust the team I have because whether you are wherever you are, we can get to you. And whatever thing it takes, we are willing to do it. Yes. So if the phone is there, we'll not only be in Moserado. We are just in Moserado right now because we don't have the phone. Yeah. We will not leave from here, go Magibi or Braver says, then we see kids that are not going to school, then we just take one because like only one person school fee we have.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we are staying here. So if the phone is there, the support is there, we will do more than what we are doing, and we'll see the improvement, the positive aspect of what we're fighting for.
All right. So,
All right, thank you.
yeah,
Yeah,
taking a
yeah,
call.
go ahead. We can get at least 2 or 3 calls and then close up.
All right. So we know that you are interested in what we are talking about. If you do care about the future of Liberia, call us on 077771075 or 05551010075. James Goode Flomo is the host of this program. I'm here producing, but I am concerned. And at the same time, we have Chris Tober. This is a project of James School. And it's a good thing that he looked back into his country to say, let me go back and talk about something that's very important in my country, thinking about the future generation and not just us. Yeah, you know, in Liberia, everything about us is politics, politics, politics. When we have the real deal to open our eyes to. So call us and let's talk about it. Make your own contribution. Maybe you able to, you know, get to Chris Nentober. He will tell us about his location, his social media handles, where his office is, how he can be located, what kind of number to reach him on, be a WhatsApp number or mobile money, you know, in whichever way. But at the same time, call us and let's talk about it. Make your own contribution on 077771075 or 05551010075. And let's hear from you as Liberians, as residents in this country. You are interested in the future generation. It's sad to be driving through the streets of Monrovia in your cozy cars, and you know you're not thinking about the future generation. We see kids all of the time, you know, they're in the streets. Yeah, they are in the streets when their friends are going to school. You see them staring at those wearing uniform going to school. They are selling between cars. It can be really heartbreaking. What is your own contribution? Call us and be a part of the discussion. Again, the numbers are 077771075. We'll have our first caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Welcome to the discussion. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, I'm about to calling on fast.
All right, Rebecca. What do you
I
want
would
to
like to
talk?
say thank you to the men are in the studio there.
All right.
Many thanks to you and you guys.
Okay.
Thank
I would
you.
like to for them to extend their journey to my TV too,
Mm,
because the just listening inside is not easy.
mm.
The more than Monrovia, so now we listen to radio, we want for that people to come here to come do assessment in the area. It's not easy. Most of our children are going to school here because they just.
Mm.
So I would like to say thank you to them.
Okay.
Now one of the ideas they bring all that idea.
Okay. You are welcome.
And some
Thank you.
our children to tomorrow they will be the next generation to
Thank you, Mama.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
We'll
thank you.
take another caller.
Thank
You
you.
heard her. She's talking about the drugs too.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sis Lorena. How are you?
Welcome to the discussion. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, thank you. This is the people's governor for this channel, Adamso Isaac.
I tell you. Welcome,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. I join you from my resident district number 10, the incoming lawmaker for our district.
I tell you. So
Yeah, let me say kudos to those guys, and you know, those young gentlemen that have passion, and you know, want to do the right thing for my people, especially our children. It is some of the prayer that God will protect them and connect them with partners. Every one of us into this. We do, we are humanitarian, we got a mind to help. But it's sometimes, you know, when the resources are not there, but we are in prayer with them. We pray that national government or other NGO, other partners will be able to be a help with them, at least so that they continue to do this good thing that they are planning for our kids.
okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right. So, Mr. Governor, you will contribute, your own
Yeah, sure.
18
The
to
governor have to
this.
do something.
Because you are the
Yeah.
lawmaker of District 10, I tell you. All
Uh,
right. 777. We have one more caller. Should we take one more, James?
yeah. Let's take one or two more.
Okay. Good
Yeah, good.
morning.
Hello.
Hello. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
This is the voice of the man of Zay Morgan or LRB Morning. I do join from 540 East Island.
LIB Money. Welcome to the discussion.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let me appreciate my brother in Stilo. You're doing a very good job. That God will give me grace. But then I just want to ask you, if you have any political motive in the future.
Oh.
And two again, I want to know what really motivated him that he is saying to this helping people when you think you don't have the finance, the funding and things. So I want to know. I just want to know something.
All right. Thank you. So we'll take one more caller and then you can respond to that.
Yes, yes.
Zero
Okay.
triple 777 0 triple 5 We have one more caller. We'll take you, make your own contribution, ask your question. We need you to discuss this thing because this is Liberia and it is very, very important for you, me, all of us to discuss. Hello.
Hello,
Yes, your name, where you calling us from, please?
this is Mr. Benedict K. Freeman calling from Grand Cayman County.
All right, sir. Make your contribution.
Okay, I would like to say thank you to the student guest, and I will say thank you to your Spoon Event family.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate his impact because there are a lot of people who want to be a politician and whatsoever they see they can be, they don't even have that. So I would like to say him thank you and make
Welcome.
sure to tell him that let him extend his own and other people will help him. There are other companies around. Let him register to other the other companies and things. It will be able to help him. Then you see the girl who called from Firestone. There are a lot of situations in Firestone. If you're not employed with Firestone, your children don't even go to hospital. They don't even have access to education.
Mhm.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. I
Right.
think. Yeah, I think that's okay. We can go back to our brother Chris, and Chris will respond to some of the callers and close up by giving us his contact and social media handles if he have the way people can reach out to him. Like I said, this is a program specifically to create awareness on out of school kids that are in the street of Liberia, not just Monrovia, but throughout Liberia. And my intent is also, even after graduation, I might likely continue with a radio program. I don't have money to, get kids from the street, but at least awareness will be provided so that government and other NGOs can also come in to make sure they get these kids from the street. Like I said, the Ministry of Gender, I spoke to them already, and they said they have agenda set for this. They started with phase one, and they told me they completed phase one. But Tuesday they will be here to tell us more about that project, what they are doing, and we also heard about the president's initiative to get kids from the streets. We hope to also talk to at least a representative from that team, and the minister will be here to tell more. So, bro, you can go ahead and comment on some of the callers' concerns.
Yes. Thank you. And thanks to the callers. For the lady in Makibi, Firestone. Yes, we are planning to go across Liberia, to go across Liberia in every part of Liberia to have impact. Yes. So when it comes to those aspect, we have education that we go around educate our young people, So we will extend there, we will go there. It is time and finance, so we'll get there. And as for the questions about political motive, for me, I have no, idea of being a politician in an aspect of maybe running for days that I it's not in my mind right now. Maybe 15 years, 10 years from now it might come. But for now, I have no political motive in doing this. Like I have my my advisor and personal person to Dr. Telly Gali, the proprietor of Faith University College, is my advisor and my father as well. This man, he gave me the understanding of working in society without having political motive. Yes, with all of the social work he doing, he focus only on improving and having impact on in society. He is not after any governmental position. So this idea given to me, I'm focused in developing, reforming our society to be where we want. If I can help my country, it is the same leadership. I don't have to be in the position of representative or senator. I good working with my community. And when it comes to uh, what inspired me to do this, for me, I came from a struggling background, really. So I know what it takes to struggle for education. So most of the time when I sit, I think about those kids, those youth who are not having the opportunity to go to school to I feel how they feel. I can actually feel bad. So like we have to do something about it. I don't have to be rich man. I don't have to be up to certain thing before I do what I'm supposed to do. Let help our society. If you ask any of my team member right now, they can tell you, I continue to tell them we can do what we're able to do for our country to be where we want it to be. So it's not about any other individual personal benefit. It's about transforming our society to be where we want.
I'm sorry, I think I'm muted. Whew. Yeah, go ahead, Lauren.
Okay, so if you just tuned in, we'd like to say thank you for being there. You have been listening to a special conversation with James Goode Flomo on creating awareness on out of school kids in Liberia. It's a special project where we have Chris Nentober as our guest. You know, Chris, don't be surprised when the people start asking you if you have a political future. I mean, every Liberian most of the times when we get people coming to do anything positive in the society, they have that intent that I will run for something or I can be pushed into a government space position. So that is why people are asking people these days, James, people don't trust people to judge. Even you, Jim, from a bit thinking, I wonder why he can say one day he will be education minister. Eh? You know, they will not just think that as Liberians, you can just have that heart or that mindset that oh no, I want something good to happen
for the country.
and you into social work, that is it. You know, the human interest, the fact that you are interested, everything does not have to be about politics. But I know you understand when people say or when they ask such a question.
Yes. and you know, I have more interest into politics. I had the opportunity to take on a political project, but I decided to do this. And while we are on the show, I just received a message from the national consultant who was hired by UNICEF and the government of Liberia to conduct the research on out of school kids. I already read his I read our piece. I even highlighted it in my project, right? I read the research that he did. He's Thomas Kidder. I will reach out to him. He just sent me a message. I highlighted his research. I took a part of his research and it's also into my program. And I guess he's watching the show or listening. He just reached out to me. He sent me a message. I will reach out to him to get at least I now know the guy who did the job. Though I reference him in my work. I reference UNICEF, not him, because he didn't work for UNICEF. I reference UNICEF in my work, but he just reached out. At least now I have one of the persons who went out in the field to do a research on this topic, and I will talk to him more on that. And it's good. We all have to come together to solve this problem. We have our children. Like I have a 10 years old daughter in
Mm,
Liberia, right? Other people have their children. Yes, my daughter is in school. She's not out. She goes to school every day. She has everything that she needs to go to school. But there are many people out there who don't have it, who don't have the money to send their children to school. How can we have them to go to school like the way our daughters, our sons are in school? We need to solve this problem, and we can only solve it if we come together as a team and put our hands together. Let's forget about politics. When we are done with this, we can go and do our politics, our CDC and Unity Party issue. So that's why I never wanted to conflict this with politics. I'm going out to get those who are doing this job. Let's work together and make sure we create awareness. Just awareness. The more we create awareness, national government and local institutions, including international organizations, they will come together and do something about it to see a solution about this. Here in Europe, you don't just see kids in the street selling. There is
mm,
a policy that you have to educate them. And one
mm,
of the responsibilities of a nation is to educate its citizens. So we need to pressure the national government to make sure that these children get the quality education, not just education, but quality education. And I also have a contact to also talk to the chairperson in the House of Representatives, Representative Jan Flomo. He is the chair on education in the House of Representatives. I will also be bringing him to tell us exactly what the legislature is doing, what they
mm.
are doing to make sure legislations rather are created to solve this problem, because we have so many laws that came yesterday, but we still have the same problem going on. So we need to come together as a nation to see our children back in school. Hey, if our kids are not educated, those who children will get a few education, they will rule Liberia tomorrow when we are not around. So before we leave you, Chris, how can people contact you? Your number? Do you have a social media platform for your institution?
Yes,
Yeah.
I we have our social media platform, Facebook. You can get us on Facebook. The name is Upskill You Upskill Education and Social Services. UPSKIL. Upskill. The Education and Social Services. Because we mainly focus on education, and we also give or provide all our social services, the health awareness and other things. You know, for our contact, you can call 07700 0886 and that's also our WhatsApp number. You can get to us through that. And besides that, I actually want to talk to have a call to action to every one of us in Liberia and that's of the diaspora. Let's collectively work together to get our country prepared for the future. Let's work together. If we that are here doing what we're supposed to do, carry on doing the awareness and get seeing those children, getting them back to school. We need a support from the government, from every individual. Collectively, let's do it so our country will have a brighter future because our kids need education. So it's a call to the nation and the international community. There are a
Okay.
lot of children in Liberia that are not going to school. Lot of children in Liberia that are not going to school. If
Uh,
we, yeah,
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yes, so they have to go back to school. And since Lorena was saying something about children are desperate for education, I got two uh sorrowful stories here. Number one, you see this picture, my Lorena?
Hmm.
This girl, right?
Yeah.
This girl, both parents are dead,
Wow.
and she stays with her grandmother. And her grandmother, she is very old. she can't even wake up from bed by herself.
Hmm.
Yes. So we were carrying on our community, our school engagement, and we saw this little girl standing inside the school building. She was standing inside the school building, like crying. So when we were passing, going in the fan, I had I saw her. I was like, "What happened? You crying?" And she couldn't talk. So my guys came around. We like pet her, and she said, "I want to go to school." And we're very sorrowful.
Hmm.
Yeah, start crying. I want to go to school. So we follow her, get information about her, and we are actually planning again that next academic because we were already in the middle of the academic. So we're planning that next academic we should have funding to get her to school. So a lot of stories are out there, a lot of sorrowful things are out there, and those kids need to go back to school. So I'm appealing and calling on the community, the nation, every individual to contribute to our service, to our work, so we can all have things done
Hmm.
for our country to be better.
All right, brother. Thank you, and we hope to talk to you again, Chris, in the future. I wish you the best of luck. And if you have information, something you need to have it out there in the public. You can reach out to me. You already have my WhatsApp. You can reach out to me, and we can sort it out. Thank you so much for coming.
All right, thank you very much. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, Chris.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren, thank you so much. And I pray you also be around on Tuesday so we can talk to the Deputy Minister for Administration at the Ministry of Gender. He's going to be coming along with the technicians who are responsible for this program because it is the government of Liberia that will be speaking on Tuesday because they are responsible for the government's initiative to get out of school kids from the streets, those street selling kids, to get them from the streets and send them back to school. And we spoke yesterday. I spoke to him along with some of I think one or two of the technicians, and he told me, yes, I think the Johnsonville region, somewhere around there. He
Yeah.
said, yeah, the phase one covered that part. I think phase two is going to be around Broad Street. And he said they took some kids from the streets and send them back to schools. So he's
Wow.
going to be coming to him and his team on Tuesday. We pray they will come and tell us more about what the government is doing. They are the main people we need to quiz. We need to ask them, let them tell us because this is becoming somehow we see children all over the street, all over in the street selling between cars, motorbikes, and so forth. Government, President Joseph Boakai and Vice President Joseph, how you call it, Jeremiah Kuhn, they have to do something about this. They have to do something and get these kids from the street. They have to give us their plan. So we hope
Yep.
to talk to him on Tuesday. Thank you so much. And I
Yep.
pray you be around, and I know you will be.
No, James, I'm really, I'm say, I would say,
Mhm.
thank you. I'm grateful. This is it's serious, James. I mean, we should be retiring, some of us, and we are worried about the future leaders because this is our country, and we are not going to look for people to come and run the country for us. So
Yeah.
yes, it's very important. The awareness should be created over and over. The more you talk, the more people will come out. The year you are right now today, being on having this discussion has led to somebody else getting in contact. We know that there are people, rightful authorities that are responsible for these situations. They are listening, and we are grateful that you have gotten in contact with them, and we can't wait to hear what they have to bring to the table on Tuesday because they are the ones making decisions where it concerns our future leaders, and that is our kids. James, I myself on my own would just be like, asking the children in the street. When I see other students going to school, you see them selling. Some of them are told to lie. Yes. So
Yeah.
yesterday I will go to school in the afternoon or in afternoon school or my school closed. So I'm like, which school that is closed right now? Let me go check if that school is really closed. The child cannot even give a name of a school, because that's what they tell them. I saw another little child. James, you see the child, that he is dying. He's sick. His stomach is completely dirty. The thing we call sokono has taken over that child's mouth. I pull him from the street, bought him something to eat, gave him water to drink, and he's afraid to talk to me. He thinks I'm the police. I have to say, oh, just see me as a mom. Like, why are you selling? You see the thing the children selling, sir? He said they're talking from Nima, one woman talking from Nima County and brought him to live for her. She told his parents she was going to send him to school, but now he's selling jeans. Ain't no the hang who can hang our clothes on. One
Yes,
lady,
that's trafficking.
they tie, a country bread. Tie it on in a small plastic. And her own children are going to school. It's so
They-
unfair. So the awareness should be created over and over. Some of them, I know they might not have the money to send their children to school, but they will start sending them to sell. And that way, if they can be located in the communities, who knows? Like you said, it can be completely eliminated, but completely eradicated, but it can be minimized. And that way,
yeah,
we can more
yeah.
children in school.
That's why we're bringing the government. The government will have to come and tell us what are the plans they have. If they can just get these children from the street, grab them, make sure they locate their parents or guardians, and then send them back to school, and not just send it back to school, but to maintain the
Yeah.
maintenance of the program. I think we saw it during the early administration, Mary Bro, or we used to have
Controversy
teams.
is our problem here.
Yeah, we used to have group of people in the street to pick
Yeah.
kids off the street. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, these children came right back to the street. During the WEA's administration, I think I also saw similar thing happening, but it did not last longer. So what is President Boakai administration doing to make sure that yes, let's get these kids from the street? Is so sick that when you watch televisions in Liberia, you see kids all over, and when you walk in the principal streets of Liberia, specifically in Monrovia, you still see these kids selling. And I'm thinking, I will also find out whether we have any institution in Liberia that is responsible for trafficking. I mean, internal trafficking. People who will go to Lofa County, Niba, and other parts and get those kids and bring them to Monrovia and then send them to the streets to start selling. If we have institutions that are responsible, I guess we have, but the ministry will also give us more information about that. What are the
Yeah.
penalties if these children are discovered and the guardians or parents are also discovered? What are the penalties that the government has to carry on? Again,
Yeah.
it is a country that we all need to come together. If we just focus on politics every day, I'm sorry, we would damage the future of tomorrow. And today, when we leave at the end of the day, they will come and they will be left with nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing. So thank you, James, for being
Yeah.
here. And we'll be glad next week. We'll be prepared to make sure we hear from the rightful authorities. Let them tell us the plans that they have put in place. And we're talking about continuity.
Yeah.
It's not something that we do now because the awareness is being created, and next thing you know, it's swept on the rock again.
Yeah.
So they say,
Thank
oh,
you.
bro, if you're talking after 1 week, 2 weeks, we'll see how long it will go.
It's
No.
just finished.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. It was good being here with you. So, folks, again, this is a program, a project that I'm carrying on here in Warsaw at the Wisła University. It is a private university here in Warsaw, the capital city of Poland in Europe. And this program is intended to create awareness on out-of-school kids back home, back in my homeland, that is Liberia. Every graduating senior is responsible to do a program of that is social program. So this is mine, and I decided to create awareness on out of school kids. So if you have some information, sometimes you can also DM me on Facebook. My name on Facebook is James Samuel Goodday Flomo. Just check for that. Spell everything out. James Samuel Goodday Flomo. You're going to see me, my profile. I'm wearing a black hoodie with my hand on my hair. Yeah, you're going to see that. If you have any information.
I think you were thinking about Liberian problem. Now why you have your hand on
Yeah,
your
my hand is on my hair like this. I'm wearing a black hoodie, so you can check it out. If you have any information or videos of kids in the street of Monrovia also selling, you can send me that video. Let's work together, and we will talk to some of the key actors within the sector. You will listen to them, and it left with us now to pressure these people. Let's sometimes table politics and talk about things that will impact society. So until I see you on Tuesday, I love to say good afternoon from Warsaw, and also good afternoon from Monrovia. Lauren, I hope we
Yep.
get together on Tuesday.
By God's grace, I will be here, sir. Okay, well, you just listen with that special project by James Goodell Flomo, and this is very important. This is our country, and we should make sure that we see to it that kids leave the streets during school going out. So next week Tuesday, as he said, we are going to be here at 3 p.m. Make sure you catch us. Thank you for being here.